Hello friends, market is falling and we are worried about what is going to happen. If we take the account of the world market, the international market, and if we compare it with the Indian market, definitely we are lacking. We are underperforming. If we take example of the FTSE market, it has gone up around 26%. If you take comparison of the American market, last year it has given around 8-9% of return. Dow Jones has given around 24-25% kind of return. So why we are underperforming? There will be question into the mind of the investor that whether we should put money into the market, whether we should not put the money into the market, whether it will fall again, whether it will crash again, or whether it will make a new high. So there is lots of uncertainty into the market in the mind of the investor. We are going to address that by understanding the reason behind this underperformance, then what are the factors, where we are positioned, what is going to happen in next couple of quarters, okay, and what should be our strategy. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand that why is this underperformance, why we are underperforming. So we need to understand that in 2024 we were outperforming world's market by a huge margin. Now valuation has gone up, so there's so many reasons. There's a region of the valuation, there's a region of the geopolitics where we are facing Trump tantrum on a daily basis. So there's liquidity issue, there's FIRs are going out from the market, and then there's some more issues. There's the valuation issues, there's the valuation concern, right? So now we need to understand that where market is positioned now. If we understand, we think that market is not doing well, other markets are doing well, other asset classes are doing well, gold, silver are doing well. So why should we invest into the equity? No, it is not going to do well. So we will understand the current position of the market by understanding the valuation perspective of the market, the geopolitical perspective where Indian market stands, where Indian economy as an economy India stands geopolitically. Then we need to understand the liquidity into the market, how liquidity is coming into the market, and how it is fared as compared to the world. Then we need to take the technical view also, that what chart is saying, that how it is going to perform in the short to mid term. So we will be discussing on these terms. First comes to the liquidity. See, what is the liquidity? First we need to address that. Liquidity means how much fund in the hands of the consumer or in the hands of the investor. Okay, so in these front, government and RBI have done well. Income tax slab has gone up. So as of now, around 2,75,000 we don't have to pay any taxes for the salaried class. So definitely these are the things going to boost the economy, and that impact will come to the market also. So this decision of the government of increasing the income tax slab is putting 1 lakh crore additional liquidity into the market. Now come to the more recent changes. What has happened in terms of the GST. So this is putting additional 48,000 crore of rupees in the hands of the investor or in the hands of the consumer. And then there is the RBI push. In the last 6 months, RBI have reduced the repo rate by 100 bips. So this is increasing the liquidity into the market. And there will be multiplier effect of that. How will be the multiplier effect? We need to understand. Let's say 1 lakh crore additional money coming to the investor or the consumer. What they are going to do? They are going to do new buying or investment. So it will boost the consumption. So there will be demand, increased demand. So there will be help for the demand side. And then whatever the decision RBI have taken, that will help the corporate also and consumer also. that consumer will have more access to the loan, more eligibility, cheaper loans. So you will be having access of all these things. And for the supply side, corporate will have easy financing. Okay, so they can put more factory, they will be having eligibility of putting more factory, and definitely there will be demand boost up. So corporate will be happy. So there will be multiplier effect impact of these things. Now, one thing which is lagging in terms of the liquidity is the FII's flows. Um, in last 4 months, FII has taken 1.4 lakh crore rupees out of the Indian market. This is the one factor which is lagging the market and which is hurting the market. That's a sentimental issue that we are not in the right kind of the geopolitical situation which we want to be into. Okay, so that is one part of the liquid. Now coming to the valuation part, when we talk about the valuation means how fairly market is valued as compared to the other global market. If we are talking about the funds flow coming from the outside. So in terms of the valuation, definitely in peak of the market into 2024, it was our Nifty's PE was price to earning ratio was around 25, 26. In certain sector, it was around 34, 40, 45, 50, 60 also. Okay, so it was bubbles had been created in 2024. Now it has cooled down. Now we are at the valuation of 21.4, which is fair enough. Earning has picked up, so we can say that market is fairly valued at this point of time. So if market is fair, we will have the question that market is fairly valued, then why it is not moving up? There are more to that. See, valuation is there. Definitely now earning is picking up. Whatever the decision government has taken, RBI has taken, there will be multiplier impact on that. We have understood that in the liquidity terms. Now those liquidity is going to boost the demand and supply side. So it will come into the valuation also because performances of the company. So it will take a time, couple of months time. It will take to show the impact in the balance sheet. Now, if valuation is good, liquidity is good, then what is wrong? Geopolitics. Geopolitics is playing very important role at this point of time because we are facing, when we talk about the geopolitics nowadays, it is facing the Trump tantrum. What he's going to say that, what he's going to do that. So that is the important thing what we need to address now. We are not in favorable condition now. Definitely we are facing 50% tariff from the USA and we are under the negotiation, but it cannot be prolonged. So anytime soon it should there will be some decision regarding that. I think negotiations are taking place and there will be decision. I think that's a positive which will be good for the India. And now if geopolitics, but we need to understand one more thing. You cannot avoid India. There will be short-term story, there is a long-term story, there is Trump will say something today, but long-term goal is that China is catching up Americans. And America have to beat China, have to dissociate their economy from the Chinese impact. Not fully, but definitely the certain degree, whatever the degree they can do. So if they want to dissociate from the Chinese economy, they need India. And then India will have their own. So India is fastest growing economy. So definitely and India's story is that homegrown story. It's our own kind of things. Right? So those things are short-lived. And now we have understood about the geopolitics. Now coming to the point of the technical charts. What technical charts are saying? So when we talk about the technicals, it is important to understand that last 6 months chart we see. and is making for the long term daily pattern. It is showing cup and handle pattern, which is saying that we are in a sideways movement, and just near what market has tried to cross 26,000 couple of times. It has crossed also 20, reached the 26,100 some change level, but could not sustain it. And then story that it's going down, down and down. Current support level for the market for the short term, it is around 25,300, and for the long term support is 24,800. I think these two levels should be held, and whenever these downside will complete, we need one certain things, maybe tariff deal or something, negotiation with the USA or European countries we are happening. So any positive news will take the market to the next level. So that is what technical is suggesting, that market is in sideways movement, and it will keep on doing that for certain period of time, maybe a week, 2 week, a month of time or so. Now question remains that if we have so much of positives, why it is not happening? Why it is we are against it? Now what is the positive for the India? If we say that why we should invest into the India now? There is so much of this. There are geopolitical risks. FIRs are taking funds out from the market. Our currency is getting devalued. So what's the point of investing in the equity? So we need to understand that we have faced a war this year. Still, market is doing well. It has not fallen down. It has recovered from there. Then we are facing 50% tariff, which is highest amongst the highest into the world. Still, we are standing, holding our ground. We are not falling down. So this is the FIR has taken 1.4 lakh crore out from our system. Still, we are not losing. What the positive thing is that Indian growth story is intact. Indian investors are believing in Indian growth story. Indian investors, Indian retail investors, in the form of SIPs, they are putting around 29,000, currently around 30,000 crore per month. So these are the silver lining. And when you want to build a portfolio, you don't want to build a portfolio into the bull run. We have best time to build a portfolio is when market is correcting, and best risk reward ratio is when market is in sideways after the correction. So this is the best time. We should not be the gung-ho about the sectors and all. We need to be very smart. We need to choose right stocks. We need to be selective what sector we should be into, what kind of stocks we should be into. So definitely this is the time to build a portfolio, because when market will start going up, investor will not get such prices. So definitely this is one of the best time to put money into the market, build the right portfolio for the long term, and definitely market will reward. Whoever will make the portfolio at this point of time will get rewarded, because when market will go into the bull run, prices is going to be, India is never going to be cheap now. You need to remember that India is fastest growing economy. So make your choices, make investment at right point of time, pick right stocks and do well. Happy investing. Thank you.